guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Shannon. This is my soon-to-be wife Sam, and we are doing the relationship tag today. We felt that you guys should get to know us a little bit more since we are just starting this new journey with you guys. So there's about 15 questions we're going to ask each other just to kind of get to know us a little bit.
Just about our relationship.
Yeah, just about our relationship. You know, the mushy stuff. Alright, question number 1. How long have you guys been in a relationship?
Almost 6 years. And we're at 5.5 right now.
Yep, it'll be 6 years in September for us. We get married in 2 months, but that will start a whole, obviously, different...
That'll be another chapter.
Yeah, but it'll be 6 years in September for us, which is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. When did you actually realize that you were in love with her? When did you realize you were in love with me?
Honestly, I don't really know.
I knew I was in love with you one day. We were just laying in bed in the morning, being lazy. We didn't want to get out of bed. And I just remember turning over and looking at you, and the sun was like shining on us. And I just thought, like, you know what? Like, I don't just like this girl. Like, I love this girl. Like, everything about her. Like, I love it. She makes me laugh. She makes me happy. She just everything. And so I said it. Right then and there. I was just like, I love you.
I think for me, it was just... the feeling of, like, you never were, like, going to run away. Like, any issues I had, like my anxiety or any, you know, PTSD I had and anything that followed behind or whatever, it never scared you away like it did a lot of other people that I opened up to. They eventually just went away. I think for me, it was just like, I think I'm like, love this girl, like she's not going anywhere.
It's been 6 years, almost 6 years. I haven't left yet.
You've seen me at some pretty low lows.
We both have. But that's what love is, right? It's not supposed to be easy all the time.
But it's not supposed to be that hard either.
No, but sometimes we don't have a choice, right? What is your love story in one line?
Our love story in one line?
Yeah.
Probably goofy. Like, we are so goofy.
Definitely goofy. We try not to take things too seriously at all. So I would say we're probably like goofy, laid back, just try to have fun in whatever situation you're in kind of relationship. Makes it a lot more fun, interesting. I mean, if you can't be crazy and goofy and make fun of yourself, then how are you ever going to have fun?
It would be a boring life.
It would be boring. It would be very boring. Where and what was your first date?
That's so easy. It's Eastside Mario's restaurant. For those of you who may not know what Eastside Mario's is.
It's an Italian pasta restaurant. Yeah, I had drove, at the time we were long distance, so I drove up for the very first time to meet her in person.
It's just a 2-hour difference. It wasn't crazy, but I don't drive.
So I had driven up to meet her, and of course, like, we were just like, we're hungry, where do we want to go? And there's only like 4 places to eat where she was living, so we were like, all right, let's just go to Eastside Mario's.
Very small town.
And I remember the table we were sitting at. I remember what she was wearing that day, how her hair looked, how she smelled. I just remember everything about that day. Well, I mean, how would you know?
Wow.
Was it love at first sight, or did one of you have to pursue the other for a long time? I don't think was really either, because we take the love word very seriously.
We wanted to take things slow. Like, we didn't jump into a relationship. We got to know each other first.
For a couple months.
We were friends first. Like, we developed a friendship before just jumping into a relationship.
And it was, 7 months into our relationship when we finally said I love you to each other.
Yeah.
I had never said it to anyone before.
Neither have I.
And, we're a little bit old-fashioned that way, where we kind of, we're not just dating somebody for a week or a month and we're like, oh my God, I love you. Like, especially I think because we hadn't said it to anyone before, it meant a lot more to us.
There's a lot more feeling behind it.
Yeah, so we just took our time, kept things casual. We didn't really have to pursue either one. We were both talking with the understanding that we weren't talking to anyone else, but it wasn't like we were dating either. We were just kind of taking things slow and see where it went, and then had some dates, and then made it official, and now
here we are.
What is the secret to a successful relationship?
Communication.
I was just going to say that. Communication.
I feel like everybody says that, but it's true.
It is true. Sometimes you have to put how you think the other person's going to feel aside and just tell them how you feel. It might hurt them, but it could hurt you more if you don't tell them.
Yeah.
You don't want to have things build up to the point where it's going to cause an even bigger fight because you should have said something about how you were feeling weeks or months ago. We try to live by the philosophy, I think, of we don't like going to bed angry at each other.
No.
We don't fight often.
Very rarely. And any fights we do have usually stem from miscommunication in text message.
Because you can never fully tell how the person's saying.
Yeah.
You're just kind of taking it as you're reading it, which can obviously
be mistaken very easily.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like a lot of our fights
stem from,
for sure. Other than that, like, we don't really
fight.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever really had a huge fight.
No.
To the point where we're like, one of us had to leave for a while, or one of us was just like, sometimes we take a little bit to calm down because, like,
we get heated.
Yeah, I think we're both those people, like, we get heated really fast when we think one person means something and then they don't. So I know I'm one of those people that's like, I'll get so heated so fast, but then if I know that I'm wrong, I have to take that time alone to calm down. Because if I'm still that heated and we go to try to have a conversation, I still might say something that I don't necessarily want to. So we both kind of understand that if we're at that point where we need to just maybe sit in separate rooms for a few minutes and then come together and talk, that's what we do. I don't think we've ever actually gone to bed angry at each other. We always try to resolve it before we go to bed. Going to sleep angry doesn't help anybody. It doesn't make anybody feel good.
It doesn't usually make you sleep very well either, knowing that either you're upset that you are mad at the person you love, or the person you love is mad at you and that makes you upset. Like, you're not going to sleep well anyways, so you might as well just hash it out, whether it's, even 1 in the morning, like, just talk it out. Don't go to bed angry. I don't think we've ever gone to bed angry, and I don't think we have ever had a huge fight either.
No, I don't think we've ever gone to bed angry. We might still be upset because, again, we're calming down from whatever it was we were having an issue with.
Which in that point, maybe just going to bed to, like, recharge and set for the next day might be what you need.
Yeah, but, yeah, no, never never go to bed angry at each other. I know I live by that because it's never going to help anybody. I mean, you guys need to talk about things and you need to resolve it sooner rather than later, because it's...
And you also, you don't want that tension when you go to bed either, because for the most part, when you're going to bed, you're going to bed together, right? You don't want to go to bed and be, like, feel tension. Right?
Communication.
Communication.
Number one.
For sure.
That's one of the biggest things.
That's not even a secret. Like, that's just it. I promise you it's communication.
Yeah. Do you miss being single? No. I see how other people's relationships are, and I'm super thankful that mine isn't like that.
We've seen a lot of our friends in shitty relationships, even family members in shitty relationships, and we're not like that. Not
necessarily shitty, but like toxic. Like there's a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of...
Very toxic relationships.
Yeah, a lot of... Cheating or... Drinking, or like they keep secrets from each other. You know, people tell us all the time they see our relationship and they are just like in awe of how well we get along, how well we communicate, how well we work through our things. And we just kind of, I guess we're in awe because we're like, isn't that how it's supposed to be? And it's...
I feel like we were born like in the wrong era. Like we should have been born in a different
20 years
generation.
Before we were. Yeah.
We take our relationship more seriously. Like it's more of a sacred thing, and I feel like nowadays people just go from person to person to person, and it doesn't mean anything anymore to people, whereas it still means something for us.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just the little things, right? Like, if she takes my phone, I'm not like, oh my god, no, babe, give me my phone.
She has my phone right now.
Yeah, I have her phone right now.
Someone could text me, and I'm not...
Yeah, she'll be like, hey, babe, who's that? And, like, you know, like most relationships, the phone is huge. It's, you know, they don't like the other person touching their phone or going through their phone, and it's like, okay, well, you got to ask yourself, what is there on your phone that makes it so bad that you don't want them to go through it? The only time we're not allowed to touch each other's phones is Christmas time, because we do a lot of our shopping and stuff through our phones, and we don't always clear our history and things like that. So, like, that is when we don't touch each other's phones, but, like, little things like that, people in relationships go crazy
phones
over.
And huge in relationships.
It doesn't faze us. Like, if I was taking a shower and I came out and she was on my phone, I'd be like, oh, hey, find anything interesting? Like, I don't care.
Usually I'm playing a game.
Yeah, she usually plays my game. But, no, we definitely were born in the wrong generation, but I'm so thankful that we both have that idea
of understanding.
Yeah, of what a relationship means to us, and
we value it.
Yeah.
There's no value in relationships anymore, I feel.
No. So I'm really glad.
Not saying that everybody is like that, but a lot are.
A lot of the people we know.
Yeah.
So maybe we
know the wrong people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What is the best part about being in a relationship?
Everything. When you're in a relationship with the right person.
Yeah, anything you do, whether it's small or big, is just everything.
I love when we're cooking, or like when we go to the grocery store and we can put groceries away together, or we like sit on the couch and watch a hockey game, or we like cuddle in bed and watch a movie, like, or we go on bike rides or walks, or just anywhere. Like, it's just
staying up late in bed and just talking is like one of my favorites. I love just getting lost and having long conversations, and then us being like, wow, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe we should go to bed. Like, the fact that we're almost 6 years into this and we can still do that, and still...
We haven't lost anything.
No.
Like, nothing's boring. Like,
yeah, nothing's boring. We just love being with each other so much that, like, anything that we do together is... everything is just the best part. I mean, one of my all-time favorites is, like she said, like, we'll be laying in bed catching up on our shows or something, and she'll be laying on my legs, and then we'll have our 2 cats with us, and we're all just snuggled in together. Like, that'll forever probably be one of my favorite things. Like, I just love it. I could do it all day and never get sick of it. I love it. Have you ever been two-timed?
Like by you? Or just in general?
I think it must mean in general.
Because in general, yeah, I've been cheated on by every person that's dated me.
Yeah.
Besides you.
Yeah, I've never...
And I've never.
Yeah, I've never cheated on anybody, nor has anyone cheated on me, I don't think. But I was never really in relationships long enough to get to that point.
I mean, neither was I, but I was cheated on the 3 relationships that I was in prior to you.
Yeah, so
even though they were only, like, none of my relationships were longer than a year. Like, none of them made it to a year, but they all cheated. So that's why I didn't make it to a year. And I didn't like them, so.
Yeah. No, we were just fooling ourselves. Have you ever broken up with your current partner? Nope.
That's one thing I'm so happy we haven't done either.
We're not a back and forth relationship.
Yeah,
if we break up, we break up. We're not doing this back and forth thing.
We've never done the, well, we're breaking up and then in a couple months we're back together, or we break up and we're back together. Like, we've never done that.
No.
We've never gotten to that point.
We always said, like before, no matter how angry or whatever we are at each other, you find a way to make it work. And if you don't, then you don't. Like, nothing's perfect. Nothing, lasts forever sometimes, and that's okay. But I'm not one of those people who's just going to be like, oh, to make myself feel better temporarily, I want to break up. Like, that's not how we go about things. We don't like to do things just to kind of hurt the other person more when we're in a situation where we may not be, talking or feeling so good about each other. We don't go out of our way to hurt each other more. And I feel like people who constantly break up and get back together,
they're not really in love.
They're just, I think it's more of they just want to hurt the other person in that moment, and that's how I feel like you could hurt them really badly, is to just kind of end it. But I would never do that unless I literally was like, I don't want to do it anymore, or I don't feel like, we're not happy together anymore or something like that. But I would never do it out of anger or, wanting to hurt you for some reason.
Stemming off of a fight and you just break up. Like, those little petty things, like, we don't do that.
Yeah, so, no, we're definitely not like that. What do you both do when you fight? We get quiet.
Yeah.
We get quiet. And our boys come up to us and try to make us feel better because they know something's wrong.
They know.
Yeah, we usually, sit in opposite rooms for a bit, and we're quiet, just kind of on our phones. And then our cats will kind of creep up on us, and,
Eventually, one of us will go to the other.
Mm-hmm. But again, sometimes you just need that space. You need
to
to not only take the space for you, but you need to be respectful of the other person too. Like, if they're saying, I need some space, you need to give it to them.
Yeah.
As hard as it might be in that moment to be like, I just really want to talk to them right now. But if they are asking you to give them time, just try to give them that time.
You don't want to make it worse by forcing them to talk to you when they're not calmed down.
Exactly. Always take the time you need and then go back to it. Step away from the situation before you make it worse.
Yeah.
And, calm yourself down and think about, what you really want to say and not what you want to say just because you're mad. Because once you say those words, you can't take them back. They're out there forever. So take the time to think about what you really want to say and say it right. Don't just say it because you want to say it right then and there. Chances are 9 times out of 10 it will be a mistake.
Usually.
Have you both changed from your initial dating period? If yes, how?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've changed a lot.
And definitely for the better.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a rocky middle. Nothing has come easy for us at all. Our whole relationship, nothing has come easy for us. We've had to work really hard at everything. Mm-hmm. But we've definitely come a long way from what we used to be versus now.
Mm-hmm. And we're...
Especially me, like I've had...
Yeah. Well, not just like the people we are, but like the people we wanted to be. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, something as simple as feeling comfortable enough to wear the clothes you've really wanted to, or, you know, be a certain person who you thought maybe you wouldn't be as accepted, to just be able to be just completely open and honest with the person that you're with, and them accept you for who you are and the changes you wanted to make for yourself, and just be nothing but supportive and encouraging for you for that, when a lot of other people in our lives weren't like that for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a couple people, but for the most part, at least for me, I spent a lot of time hiding who I really wanted to be. And then when we started dating and we finally moved in together, I felt like I was able to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and really be who I wanted to be. And I mean, I think we've both ended up happier than we were before, because we accept each other wholeheartedly with open arms, no matter what we wear, who we choose to be. We're just always there for each other. Did you have a villain in your love story? Yes. Yes, we did. Girl who should not be named. Let's just say she spent a lot of her free time trying to break us up.
We've had a couple villains then, really.
But she was the worst one. Are there any dirty secrets that you think still the other half hasn't told you?
I don't think so. At least not for me.
I don't think so. We're pretty open.
Yeah.
Like I said, we spend a lot of time talking just randomly. And we're pretty open with each other now that we know that we can trust each other wholeheartedly. And the last question. What is the biggest gift you've given each other? I would say the biggest gift that you got me would be Christmas, when you surprised me with a secret trip she saved for to take me to New York, because I've never been to New York and I've always wanted to go.
And that trip didn't happen.
Yeah, because taxes screwed us over. But that was probably the biggest gift. I thought she was kidding, and I kind of was in a state of shock, thinking, how did she pull this off and I didn't know? But that was probably the biggest gift so far. I mean, it didn't happen, but it was still well planned and thought out on her part.
I tried.
But not speaking on actual things, I would say the best gift would be just being like my best friend. Like, we do everything together. We share everything. We talk about everything. Like, yes, she's my girl and we're going to get married and whatever, but she's my best friend first. And I feel like that's why it works so well. Because I can talk about anything with her and I'm in like a judgment-free zone. I don't have to worry about, you know, what she's going to say that could be hurtful. Like, you know, we don't necessarily like to sugarcoat things, but we're not about just being so blunt that we don't let the person down easy. Like, we try to be truthful in any situation.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like just being a best friend first is like the best gift that I've gotten so far from her. Because without that friendship, you know, level first, we wouldn't be where we are today, for sure.
I could agree with that one.
They say date your best friend, and you should. You may not know it at first, but if you can find somebody who's your friend first, and
they
then
become your best friend,
then it just makes everything better. I feel like if you can't be there for each other on a friend level first, then being together as
You
lovers
can't
and
be
partners is going to be a really tough task later on.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gave you guys some little bit of
A little
insight
bit.
into our lives. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you get to know us a little bit better. We'd love to get to know you guys. If this is the first time you're here and you're watching a video with us, maybe just leave a comment down below what your favorite thing about your relationship is, whether it's a relationship with somebody you're in love with, a best friend,
Family member,
your mom, your dad, whoever you feel like you're the closest with in your life, you know, give us a little insight to what means the most to you. We would love to hear it. We hope to see you guys soon, and
don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, and
We'll see you in the next video.
bye guys.